Hey everybody, it's Dr. Nash with the Garden of Nash, and today we are planting some new plants. So I went to my favorite plant store. Shout out to Pikes if you ever been in the Georgia area. They have the best selection in my opinion, and they have some pretty good sales. So we were able to get some of these plants on sale. This impatient here was also on sale. I planted that yesterday, and it just has really blossomed and bloomed since I put that in the pot. I love planting in the fall. Again, you don't have to worry about the extreme heat. You have a lot less pests to deal with, and it's just a little bit more comfortable outside, especially here in the South. And so I got me some Echinaceas here. Echinaceas are actually really good for the teas. So the flowers itself can be used in teas. I read on this and it said that the teas can be good for if you have sinus issues or other issues with like your breathing and congestion. So I was like, oh, I didn't know about that. So I said, let me get some of those. And I just love the way they look anyway. The pollinators love these. So if I can make it where I can get in this, get some good pollinators. Remember, I still got some watermelon that are coming up. They got flowers that need pollination. And we could plant a few other things too that need pollination. Also, I got some chamomile. Some people pronounce it chamomile. I was like, But anyway, I pronounce it chamomile, and this is actually a Roman chamomile. And so this also produces really good, let's see. The cascading herb will finely cut foliage, blooms profusely with small, fragrant, daisy-like flowers that are often used in teas. And so I've actually have a lot of herbs in my garden that I use for teas, like some of our rosemary, our basil, our sage. We got some oregano up there. We have lavender. We have multiple varieties of sage, actually, some lemon thyme, lemon balm. And so I thought chamomile would be a great mixture to all those herbs that we use in our teas here at the Garden of Nash. So we're actually gonna plant this one in our Vigo garden bed in just a minute. But as of now, let's get to work. Now, if you recall, this is actually the pot that we just got our sweet potatoes out of. So check out that video with us growing sweet potatoes in a pot. And we actually got some good sweet potatoes. We didn't fertilize it, and it actually started to grow a lot on its own. It's probably one of the best and quickest yields of sweet potatoes I've had in a long time. And so with this, we're gonna actually use the pot to create the shape. All right, so let's get to work. So you can see here some of these vines that are still pulling up from the sweet potatoes. I don't think that should be an issue, but yeah. So we're gonna take this right here and build a well inside of the pot. Know this is fertile soil because it grew the sweet potatoes. All right, we're gonna actually put the pot in there. Notice that we leave the pot in there. We're gonna get our topsoil over here, pat it out. So now we have that. Pack it in there. Now we're going to take the pot out. Now we're going to take this. Put that right there in the middle. All right, so now of course we're gonna come back and water that, but notice that that's a cool little trick I saw on TikTok. Shout out to whoever you were. But we were looking at that. I thought that was so cool. And we're gonna come back and water this. And remember, the soil was already fertilized. Normally I put some more fertilizer in there, but we're gonna keep an eye out on that. Let's stick that in there. everything needs full sun, so we're gonna keep it out here. All right, now let's move on to our Vigo garden bed over here. Now, remember we're transitioning from summer into fall. So obviously our cucumber plants served us really well. We actually got a video on pickling that we'll post. Of course, I gotta go back through and get these. Oh, there's the butterfly. Hello, Mr. Butterfly. So we have all these. We gotta figure out what we should plant in our cedar bed over here. If you got any suggestions on what you recommend, let me know what you recommend on us growing in this cedar bed once we pull up these cucumber vines. I mean, they still got maybe another couple weeks or so left, but we'll be ready to plant something over there in just a minute. All right, so if you notice here in our bed, we have our basil, we have some fennel here, we have some peppers that actually never really did much. There's some pineapple sage in there, tucked away. We also have some other peppers over here. As you can see, we'll probably do a video on those coming up pretty soon. And our other bell peppers are over here. They're looking pretty good so far, especially once we get those cucumbers out the bed, because they're kind of overcrowding it. All right, so we're gonna dig up this cucumber plant here. It served us pretty well. This was actually a rescue plant. We rescued it from some bad soil, if you've been keeping up. If not, definitely go back and check out some of our older videos. All right, so we actually have a little, actually got a little cucumber on there. It doesn't look too good, like the pest kind of got next to it, but and there's actually some little holes in there. Y'all, I actually had a cucumber that I took in the house, and these little holes, it was a bigger cucumber. It looked really nice, but it had like one of these little holes in it, and a little worm started crawling out of the cucumber when it was in the house, and I was like, what is going on? And so please make sure you check your cucumbers and little holes like this for little worms and things that may come out. You know, that would have been tragic to be able to pickle it, but hey, it's just extra protein, you know, can't hurt too much. Anyway, we'll put that to the side, and we're gonna actually do the same thing over here. So we're gonna build like a little, let me see, kind of break up some of this soil because it is kind of tough. I think we use a little bit more topsoil over here than without plant, but nonetheless, it was still producing good things. All right, so we kind of broke up the soil a little bit. Now we put a lot of fertilizer over here too, so not as concerned about fertilizing right now. Just want to make sure we dig up a little well for the plant. Something about the size of that. All right, we got some natural shade for it, but eventually these basils, as you see, they're already going to seed. And by the way, the bees and pollinators love this. You see something over there already. They love basil flowers. And you don't think about it, but spices actually produce flowers that produce nectar as well, even though they're not what you think of as your typical flower. But the bees love them. Eventually though, because they're already going to seed, these are gonna die out. That's gonna make some room for our chamomile, or chamomile for our Spanish friends, or whoever else says it like that. And then we're gonna do that. All right, so now that we created our little well, we kind of packed in the dirt there, we're gonna do the same little potting trick. We'll pick it up. I'm gonna take it out of the bucket. All right, so you got some good roots there. Now normally I would kind of break it up, but for the sake of this video, try to keep its normal shape. And we'll do an experiment, see how well that works. And then you just drop it in there. So easy. So shout out to those people that do that. If you're learning something new, glad to have you with us. If not, thank you for teaching me. And so we're gonna stick this little Roman chamomile tag in there. like that. And we'll go back and water these, and we got some more things coming up in the fall. Now, really quickly, we do have some little seeds coming up here. I actually forgot what this was, but we'll find that out, and we'll do another video on this bed here, but I'm expecting something really special over here. So we'll keep you posted on all of that. So again, it's Dr. Nashley with the Garden of Nash. Thanks for tuning in with us. Have you started your garden yet?